Hey, it's Pete's Dude Man. Once again, I need to apologize for missing a week of subscriber questions. I'm just getting back into work, and so that's such a huge shift in my schedule. It's hard to manage that time. So I'm going to try my best to continue weekly subscriber questions, but in reality, it might become more of weekly subscriber questions when I can do them. So from 2 weeks ago now, our first question is from Ridley Crate 187, who asks, what anime cliches really bug you? Actually, the mere concept of harem animes bug me. Like, seriously? This is our concept that there's one guy and all these girls fawn over him? Like, that's our entire concept? That's just, I don't know, that's so bullshit to me. Like, even suspension of disbelief isn't gonna get me to think that that's a realistic scenario. Which is funny because there are some harem animes I really like Clanad. But the concept to me is still just annoying. Musumania27 asks, what do you think of Mario and Sonic having another crossover series, but as part of the fighting genre? Oh, if that were a thing? Oh, I think that'd be really cool. I'm always a fan of fighting games and crossovers, so yeah, why not? Mario versus Sonic, like, fighting game. Olympic competitions are cool, but why can't they just beat the snot out of each other, right? 8-Bit Dai asks, what's worse, having too many nachos for your dip, or too much dip for your nachos? I'm going to say that not having enough dip is the bigger problem, because if there's leftover dip, you can do stuff with that, or just straight up eat the dip. But if you have too many chips and not enough dip, then you just have leftover bland chips. Lord Genocide asks, do you think there are too many Generation 1 Pokemon playable in Smash? Honestly, no. I mean, if we're looking at Pokemon like any other video game series, the most well-known characters are going to be the ones that have been around the longest, and most of the more popular Pokemon are from Gen 1 because they've been able to be recurring characters for a much longer time. I think it's completely justified and sensical. Nathaniel Best asks, I know you're not in charge of it, but do you think there will be another lag fest with Smash 4 soon? And if another happened, would you join? The problem is Lagfest was run by Mr. Game & Pichu, who I believe isn't making videos anymore and hasn't made any videos in many years. So if we did another Smash tournament like that, it would probably be under a different name. As for whether I would join or not, to be honest, I'm actually not the most social of people, so sometimes the people I used to do these Smash tournaments with still have Smash tournaments, actually, and I wind up either not participating or just not knowing about it. Often I don't know about it, or like it's mentioned once to me, and I'll say, yeah, I'd be interested in that, and then I don't wind up hearing anything else about it, so I don't even know if it happened or not. Like I said, mostly because I actually don't do social mediaing all that often. The Smashmaster 9000 asks, if Smash 5 becomes a thing, do you think Twilight Princess, Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf will be replaced by Breath of the Wild versions? Honestly, no. Our next Smash Bros. Game will be for the NX, so it could use the Breath of the Wild versions, but that's not what they did for the Wii U versions, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have, like, a Skyward Sword themed Link, Zelda, Ganondorf, even though Ganondorf wasn't in that game, for Smash Bros. For Wii U, and there's still enough reason to keep their Twilight iterations around, seeing as we recently had a Twilight Princess remake for the Wii U. So it still makes just as much sense to keep the Twilight Princess versions, and I think they would rather go with that and keep that kind of design consistency rather than remodel the characters after Breath of the Wild. But maybe they'll surprise me. Super Mario Fan 03 asks, do you believe the Mario series has been playing so safe as of late since New Super Mario Bros. U and Nintendo needs to step up their game with the series? If you're specifically talking about the New Super Mario Bros. Series, yes, I think so. I think that really ran its course. Like, they had the original game, and then they had New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but honestly, New Super Mario Bros. 2 and New Super Mario Bros. Wii U seemed kind of like rehashings to me. I was like, okay, let's do something new. To be honest, though, I was very, very satisfied with Super Mario 3D Land and Super Mario 3D World from that aspect. They offered something completely new in the gameplay, and they had, I thought, a really great concept with Super Mario 3D World, giving us 4-player co-op with 4 completely unique characters with their own stats and abilities. So, from that standpoint, I think the Mario series as a whole is fine, because I think they have continued continue to do new things with those. Big Boss Man 538 asks, did you agree with having 2 Capcom and Sega characters in Smash Bros. 4? And additionally, Admiral N30 tacks on to this question, do you think that third-party characters in Smash Bros. Should be limited to 1 per company? To kind of answer both questions in one fell swoop, I think a good character is a good character. I don't think it should make a difference whether or not they both come from the same company. And so I guess that's it for me. I don't think we need to start making limitations just because, oh, this company's already had a character in Smash Brothers, because that's going to limit what characters we can see in Smash Brothers, where I would just like to see big, good Nintendo icons. If there happens to be like 50 great Nintendo icons and 3 great Capcom Nintendo icons and 2 great Sega Nintendo icons or 5 great Sega Nintendo icons, then that's just how it is. I don't think we have to start limiting because they're not made by Nintendo. I'd rather just go by, hey, who's going to be a good character for Smash Brothers, and not worry about what company they came from. Ultra Caden asks, if you had a partnership with Twitch, what would your Scriber emotes be? A pizza, a thumbs up, a trilby, a French horn. Props for anyone who gets that reference. Not sure what else besides that. I don't know how many I would get. Chicken Crispies asks, do you think games with traditionally silent characters could benefit from the addition of voice acting, or should they remain silent? I think the purpose of silent characters comes from putting yourself into that character's shoes. And I think that still makes a lot of sense to do it that way. We've seen other things like with Mass Effect where you are kind of inserting yourself, but you do have different dialogue options of what you say. But some standpoints of that are still limiting, like not being able to name your character because they won't voice them, or things like that. So I think the option of having a silent protagonist is still very viable. Zenora asks, what grades do you teach music to, and what do you teach them about music? So for those of you who don't know, I am a music teacher. As for the grades I teach, I'm a primary or elementary school teacher, so where I am, that's kindergarten through 5th grade. I teach mostly what is general music, so I don't tailor specifically towards choir or band or orchestra. Instead, I teach, basic techniques of singing, music literature, stuff like that. As we get into 4th and 5th grade, I do shift to more of an instrumental focus with things like mallet percussion, keyboards, recorders as kind of an opener to doing wind instruments. We're trying out ukuleles for the first time this year in addition to that. And I do also teach an after-school choir specifically for 4th and 5th graders. Internal Inferno asks, will you ever do a Mario Maker custom level showcase? Honestly, I haven't played around with the game enough to have a big selection of custom levels. So I would have to do that first. Bobby Lopez asks, what are your favorite memes? I think the John Cena meme is really funny. I like that one a lot. That's one of my favorites. That's the first one to come to mind. I can't think of any other meme that I'm like, oh yeah, I love that meme. Swagmaster asks, why did you make a YouTube channel? I might have covered most of the elements of this in my frequently asked questions, the first subscriber question video, but I made a YouTube channel because actually, the initial reason I made a YouTube channel was so that I could log into YouTube and watch videos that were restricted for people 18 or older, if you catch my drift. When I started making my own videos, I wanted to make videos because I really enjoyed watching other people do gaming stuff on YouTube, particularly people like Nintendo Capri Sun and SSOH PKC were really big influences for me. Classy Polar asks, if you could pick one character to put in Smash Bros. From the Pokemon Ore series, which character would you pick? You need someone that represents the entire thing, both Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD. So obviously, the best choice is Mir B. And the way he would work is he'd be like the Pokemon trainer where you switch between Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard, but he just switches between 3 Ludicolo with different movesets. PSB123 asks, what do you think of Arcos, the pairing of Jean and Pyrrha from Ruby? So this is going to have RWBY spoilers in case you haven't seen RWBY and you plan on watching RWBY. Otherwise, close your ears and say nah 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 for the next few seconds. I thought that Jean and Piero was already kind of a canon pairing. I think it's kind of built up in the story and done well. Here's another one from Musomania27. What advice do you have for someone who's just starting college? My biggest piece of advice is to go with the flow, right? You're preset to, go to these classes and do your work for those classes, so do those. Go to your classes, do the things with the classes. If an opportunity arises that you think you might be interested in, give it a try. College is a really great time, for opportunity. You're independent at that point, and you're in a location, this campus, with lots of stuff to do, and it's hard to find that many opportunities in one place at once after you're done with college and off to the real world. So make use of those opportunities while you have them. Something interesting that comes along, give it a try. Events come along that you might be interested in, give those a try. Just try to experience as much as you can while you're in college. Here's another one from Chicken Krispies. Do you think Nintendo should start focusing on creating new franchises and putting a little less focus on their pre-existing franchises? Honestly, no. I think video games work very differently in that way from movies. I think as long as they have new things to offer with their old franchises, things to make them new but still nostalgic, not only is that better from a business standpoint, but I think it's also what people want, and thus is also better from a business standpoint. Like, I know I want more Pokemon and Legend of Zelda games as the years go by. It's great if Nintendo comes up with new stuff. I expect Nintendo to come up with new stuff, but I don't want the old stuff to die out. 8-Bit Die asks, how much Chuck Norris could a Chuck Norris chuck if a Chuck Norris could chuck Chuck Norris? That's an interesting one. I don't know if it's actually a tongue twister. Like, it'd work better if Chuck Norris's name started with a CH or something that was close to it. But here's another fun tongue twister. I'm not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's son, but I'll pluck pheasants till the pheasant plucking's done. PSB123 asks, if the rumor of a Smash 4 port on NX turns out to be true, do you think we will see a new Smash game on NX later on down the line? That, to me, is a complete unknown, because if we've never had a port of a previous Smash game in a new one before, I guess I would want to wait and see how much is in the new port. Like, if there's a bunch of new characters already when the port comes out, I don't see why they would have to make another new Smash Brothers later on in the NX. And additionally, if they start adding DLC characters, they may not need to make a new Smash Brothers game regardless, because they can just add content to the already existing Smash game. That one's really up in the air for me because we just haven't seen it before. Here's a third one from Musomania. Have you played The World Ends With You? What do you think of it, and what ideas would you have for an inclusion of Neku in Smash? Unfortunately, I have not played The World Ends With You. It looks very interesting to me, and I've seen parts of it, but I haven't seen enough of it to really make a good idea for what I would do with Neku in Smash Brothers. That being said, I really think there is a lot of potential to add any music-themed character in Smash Brothers. There's been some great ideas for a Rhythm Heaven character in Smash Brothers, because there are things you can do just in a fighting game with having a rhythm-themed character. So I'd love to see something like that come out of that idea. And here's a third one from Ultra Caden. Have you ever played Warcraft 3? If so, what is your opinion on it? Once again, I've seen Warcraft 3, haven't played a lot of it myself. But if I remember correctly, it's stylistically very different from World of Warcraft. So while World of Warcraft is kind of its own big cool thing, I would not mind if they did like a Warcraft 4 in that style. Here's a third one from PSB123. What do you think of the Project Ganondorf mod for Project M? Personally, I think it looks awesome. If I had free reign of what I could do with Ganondorf's moveset, that's the type of thing I would make it. Lots of more magical influences, lots of more sword influences, a lot of things that are actually more Ganondorf and less Captain Falcon. These last two questions are both from Ultra Caden, so we're actually going to get through all of our questions this week, which is awesome. What are your top 3 nationalities you'd like to see represented in Punch-Out? Scotland, Australia, Mexico. And our other question is, have you ever played World of Warcraft? If so, which race and class did you pick? I played World of Warcraft for just 2 weeks. I was trying it out because I had a friend who played it all the time, so I thought I'd give it a try, see if I was into it. And honestly, after 2 weeks, I was bored because I didn't have the time to grind and mission as much as I would need to. I decided to be an undead priest because I thought that was hilarious. Like, you're preaching about the afterlife stuff you already know about because you've been risen from the dead already. I thought that was ironically funny to be an undead priest. And with that, I will see you guys next week for more subscriber questions, so leave me new questions below. See you next time.